Hey everybody, it's almost midnight. Wanted to come on live. As you know, this is a key pivotal week we have been having. Um, Hopefully everybody can hear me. Actually, I didn't even think to check that. Let me just check the volumes on audio. Testing one, two. Okay, cool. Great. When you're by yourself, it's hard to definitely make sure. But I wanted to come live because every Wednesday from this Wednesday forward, we're going to be doing a live, usually at 11:11, just to remind everybody where we are and where we stand at. And the question really is about, in this process of an election year, what do we have to do to make sure that we are definitely tapped in? One thing, please go to vote411.org and make sure, verify this week that you actually are eligible to vote. In other words, you fill out the paperwork, you know exactly what's going on, but you definitely need to, myself included, verify. If you haven't got your voter registration card, you definitely need to go to vote411.org and make sure that you can actually see uh, that you can vote. If you're concerned about that, the other site, which is from the National Association of State Secretaries, is the site that you see at the bottom of the screen, nas.org, and click on Can I Vote? I'm going to share that screen. Give it a second. Stop this screen and let me share that screen so you guys can see that. The main issue is we are 13 weeks out, and I want to make sure that my family, my friends, we're all not surprised when we go to be a part of this process. No matter what side of the aisle you are on, I am concerned that your right to vote, your right to be a part of this process, your voice will not be heard if you wait too late. Therefore, this conversation. We are also, I think, in a very interesting time period where the impossible is possible. So whatever you think is not gonna happen, can't happen, won't happen. It's not gonna. It's not. No, Martin. This Dr. Pratt. This is nope. I guarantee you that will happen. And because of that, I want to make sure that we're all prepared. So every week we are going to discuss a topic that seems impossible, but could happen. This week I was really impressed with a Twitter account that had a very good question, and I wanted to share that account and share the answer to the question that was presented, which I think, sometimes this is something that comes up. This is from an account called the Digital Yeta. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And she is the CEO and co-founder of Fresh Start Registry. Single mom changing the world, one brave decision at a time. Everyone is worthy of support. Absolutely. So the question is, can my husband find out who I'm voting for in the election? And as she said, this is not, and I'll say it again, this is not legal advice. It's not. But this information is public information, so you should know about it. One good example she gives that if you're a registered Republican, you can vote for a Democratic nominee for president, vice president, blah, blah, blah. If you're a registered Democrat, you can vote for a Republican. You do not have to change your registration registered party, to vote for a nominee in another party. Our voter registration information is public. So it's definitely public. People can definitely know what's going on. However, and this is where she brings out the very important piece, and the important piece that I think sometimes we forget. who you actually vote for on the ballot is not public information. So you do not have to tell people who you voted for, and there's no way for people to find out. Just FYI. And, some cases, I thought it was important to discuss this because I definitely see voting and the election as being a divisive, which can sometimes tear apart families, possibility. As she brings out, keep learning and don't forget to vote, but also here are the voting rules by state. Here's where you check your registration. As you see on the bottom of the screen, keep in mind that, again, what happens in that poll, that ballot box, that is your private information. It is not public information. And I hope that inspires some. I hope that that's something that, everybody gets. I hope that it's something that we can share with our family and friends, because it's very important for each of us to take the opportunity that we have in front of us and use that opportunity for good. One example, and again, a reason, the impetus for me, knowing we only have 13 weeks left, which is a very short time, it's less than 100 days left. And again, the impossible that we think can't happen being possible, it's very important for you to check. Go to vote411.org and make sure you are really registered to vote. That is I can't emphasize it enough. That's in every single state. I don't care if it's New York, California, wherever you are, where you feel you are 100% secure. Like, I know I can vote. Okay. I just need you to do me a favor and check. We are being sponsored through this period by different books. And those books will be available for giveaways as we go through this process. Our first book that we are going to be giving away starting tomorrow, if you follow our Twitter account, either Your Black News on Twitter or my personal account, which is LMJ Pratt. You see it on the screen next to my name. Either go to one of those Twitter accounts and tweet that you would like to get a copy of On a Move. This is one of those stories that, again, seems impossible. Like, a United States city would not bomb its own citizens. And then the citizens that were bombed would not be put in prison and not released. The citizens did not fire a weapon. The citizens did nothing but civil disobedience. That is the story of what happened in Philadelphia. And this is Mike Africa Jr. and his story about his fight to release his parents and other activists, U.S. citizens, born and raised in the United States, from incarceration after a bomb was dropped on them. So follow our tweets. We're going to be tweeting some excerpts of the book throughout this next month of August. And then there's another book we have coming in September and another book we have coming in October. But I really want to focus your attention again. I don't know how else to say it. This is why I'm here. It's midnight. And I think throughout the day, there's a lot of information that flows to people. So I learned from some of the people that I really respect, and one of those is my wife. She had a meditation group that would meet every Friday at 11:11. And I thought it was super powerful for these 20-some women to do their manifestation, their meditations at that time on Friday night. And it was really a powerful group that tapped into each other during COVID. And so I wanted to emulate some of that same energy, because I think we're at a pivotal point in our history as a country, as a group of people. You may have also seen, different news outlets today and saw how people are showing up to be a part of the process to help themselves evaluate candidates. We are a nonpartisan show or broadcast. So whoever you want to vote for, that's your choice. I'm not interested in influencing you left or right. What I am interested in is making sure that you know that you have the right to check. You have the right to be a part of this conversation. You have every right to make sure that you are tapped in, and you have that right to keep that private. So check please check your voter registration status. Please do so. Can't emphasize it. And if you checked, great. Have you checked for your husband? Have you checked for your wife? Have you checked for your mom? Have you checked for your dad? Next week, we're going to go into some of the things that are available to you in different states as people who may not be, living in that state or maybe overseas at the moment. But we definitely we got to check our ability to be a part of this process. Please. On that note, I don't see any comments in this section. I do see might be something on YouTube. Shout out to YouTube. Shout out to CTR Media Network, our media sponsor. Shout out to Dr. Tina Ramsey over there. 55 million views. CTR Media Network is doing phenomenal work for regular podcasters and streamers. It's also available on Roku. And I know Dr. Tina is working her butt off every week to make sure over 100 podcasts and streams get out to the 30 and 50 and 40,000 families that are a part of CTRM and also melanated homeschoolers. So shout out to Dr. Tina Ramsey. Thank you, Doc. Appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. And that's about it. We'll be back Friday with something we call Freedom Fridays. And Freedom Fridays is a little bit more complicated, a little more was during the day. And I wanted to really take the Where Are You Wednesday format. And again, just to tap in right before people, go to sleep or rest, and just say, where are you at? Where have you checked your status? Do you know what's happening in your state? Did the rules change? And then some examples of people who have dealt with the impossible being possible, and what they were able to do to navigate that space. And we have some phenomenal guests coming up for you also that will be here live. Of course, next week is DNC, and so we're going to cover a little bit of that. Probably not much, because again, this show is nonpartisan. So what we do want to do is make sure that you have access and that so we're going to also list the best places to go to tap into each campaign, and for you to be an active participant in this glorious process. It's very rare that you can do this in any country. So shout out to us for making this happen. Be blessed. We'll see you Friday for Freedom Fridays. That's at 1:11 every Friday. So 1:11, we'll be broadcasting Freedom Fridays, and we'll see you Friday.